From the Lower Colorado River Authority, this is Wavelength.
The creation of this new river authority will help electrify rural Texas.
And so today, we gather here to dedicate this mighty structure, the Cannondale.
This has been a great organization for 60 years. It's going to be a great organization for a long time to come.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the February 2004 edition of Wavelength.
Vice Chair, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Ray Wilkerson of Austin opened the January meeting of the LCRA Board of Directors as new board chair. Governor Rick Perry appointed Wilkerson as chair under a new bill passed last year by the Texas legislature. The vice chair and secretary are still elected by their fellow board members. Hughes Abel of Austin is the new vice chair, and Connie Granberg of Blanco is board secretary for 2004. Two new board members also took their seats on the board for the first time in January. John Dickerson III of Bay City will represent Matagorda County, and Claiborne Nettlesop will represent County. Governor Rick Perry also named Kay Carlton of LaGrange to represent Fayette County.
It's my hope that we'll continue to work together as we always have in the past. That when we disagree, we can disagree agreeably, and that the staff can continue to feel empowered, and their creativity will be, as always, encouraged and supported. We look forward to the participation of the new board members whose talents will add fresh ideas and direction. Our commitment as existing board members is to assure you of inclusiveness in the process, just as our existing and outgoing members so graciously included us when we began on this board. As you have heard, and will hear repeatedly in your orientation, is that there are no dumb questions. I can assure you that I've put it to the test often in my tenure. The only dumb questions are the ones that you don't ask. The learning curve takes a while, but you'll be immersed as this is truly a working board. To the entire board, it's my intent that all board members, just as in the past, will be totally included and informed in all matters that come before the board, and that each of us will continue to look forward to our meetings and work closely together as a unit. The potential of this agency is unlimited, and we have the best tools imaginable to take on the tasks and challenges of the future. Thank you again for this exciting opportunity and your continued commitment to our customers, this agency, and the state of Texas. Thank you. Thank you.
With the signing of these documents, Gentex Power Corporation, an LCRA affiliate, completed the purchase of Calpine Corporation's interest in Lost Pines 1 power project in Bastrop. Calpine and Gentex partnered to build the 545 megawatt gas-fired power plant, which began operating in 2001.
The bottom line is that we're going to be able to get this supply of power much quicker than we otherwise would have. It's going to save us from having to actually build a new facility in a different place. So with this one, we know exactly what we're getting, we know what it'll do, and we're getting it quickly. So it's an extreme win for our customers.
Lost Pines 1 utilizes state-of-the-art combined cycle technology wherein natural gas is burned in two combustion turbines similar to jet engines. Each turbine generates about 170 megawatts of electricity. The 1,000-degree exhaust from these turbines is funneled into a boiler system which produces steam. This steam then powers a turbine generator capable of producing another 200 megawatts. This heat recycling process makes this plant much more efficient than conventional gas-fired power plants, significantly reducing air emissions while using less fuel.
Well, it means that LCRA is meeting its foundation value commitments of being environmentally responsible and providing reasonably cost power. This power plant will produce energy at about 70% of the gas used in a typical gas-fired plant in Texas. And so that leads to both reasonably cost power and the environmental leadership that we want to demonstrate in Texas.
Because of these efficiencies at Lost Pines 1 and significant improvements to boiler and control systems next door at the Sim-Gideon plant, the overall emissions from both plants combined is now less than before Lost Pines 1 was built.
We reduced our emissions a total of 30% or more in 1999. With TCEQ Rule 117, which goes into effect next year, we've reduced our NOx an additional 20% for a total of over 50% reduction in the emissions here at Sim-Gideon plant.
22 of the 24 Lost Pines employees will retain their positions with LCRA. This should make the transition process much easier.
Calpine was a great partner right from the beginning 4 years ago. Calpine benefited LCRA quite a bit because of their involvement in the project, because of their technical expertise, their familiarity with this technology. But we got to remember that this plant's been operated and maintained by LCRA employees right from the beginning. So we expect the transition to go very smoothly.
This purchase will help LCRA meet the growing energy demands of its 42 wholesale electric customers, including city-owned utilities and electric co-ops, without having to build a new power plant in the immediate future.
Parking at the general office complex just got a whole lot easier. That's because during the Christmas and New Year's holidays, a new level was added to the GOC parking garage. This project took months of planning and preparation to ensure that equipment and materials would all be in place for a very tight construction schedule. The structure is made up of 220 pieces of precast concrete that fit together like a giant puzzle.
So each piece is detailed and engineered and cast at the plant, and once it's cured and meets its strength, it's trucked out, and we have very specific detailed plans and erection plans and a sequence list, and we bring in the right truck at the right time and with the right crane, and they pick it up and set it into place, and we just hope it fits and doesn't get broken.
This huge 500-ton hydraulic crane was brought in from Houston to place these 30,000-pound floor sections on the far side of the structure. Once all of the floor sections are in place, it's all tied together with rebar and a layer of concrete. The new garage level will provide an additional 175 parking spaces.
That's going to enable us to pull more parking off the street, make some safety improvements. We won't be having to rely on remote parking as much. It's just going to be a boost for our convenience of the employees. Additionally, we're going to have some new handicap parking in the garage, and we also will be able to convert some more surface lot spaces to visitor parking.
The project was completed a full month ahead of schedule.
During the Christmas holidays, 40 high school students from across the state converged on McKinney Ruff's Nature Park in Bastrop County to participate in a 4-day leadership training program called Leadership Ventures. The program is sponsored by LCRA and Encore Energy. Students participate in hands-on activities emphasizing leadership skills, ethics, goal setting, conflict resolution, and communication.
Walk straight. You're on the path exactly. Just keep walking.
And what's another good term for working together? cooperation.
Cooperation.
And this is to help these kids kind of understand where they are in their life, how they'll get to where they're going to go in their life, what is their destination, and what they need to know to get to their destination in their lives.
Everybody has to be holding on to this rope with their left hand at all times.
Just step through that. Make that big. Here.
The hardest part is to communicate. So what you have to do is you have to visualize the knot in your head and then communicate what you need to do with the group.
Okay, all right. Okay, now your turn.
If you switch to the arrow, you can tell which direction you want to go in. Follow the point.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You're good. You're good.
We're only on our third point. We got lost out there.
Everybody else is like on their fifth, but he thought that going north was the right way, so.
I've gotten to meet so many people and so little time to meet them, and just being able to work with them, you know, that teamwork that we've learned, it's one of the greatest things in leadership. You have to learn how to work in a team, otherwise you can't do nothing.
All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to link elbows with one person, not more than one.
These are the cream of the crop from the state of Texas as a whole, and we have the pleasure of being a part of that development now for these 3 or 4 days.
I'm here to tell you you cannot separate leadership from integrity. If you don't have a sound sense of ethics, you cannot be a successful leader.
I think what LCRA and Encore has put on this year is one of the best things I've been through. I've been through a lot of these leadership conventions, and by far this one is the best.
Oh, it's been great just getting to really interact with nature along with the different workshops that we do in the classroom. It really just brings the whole experience together and makes it, you know, a great time.
I want to have a future. Do you want to have a future?
These leaders that we're seeing now that are going to emerge as adult leaders in the future are going to deal with real world problems just as we're having to deal with today. So it's important that we impart to them what we know, the experiences we've had, some of the challenges and some of the solutions that we've been able to develop over our lifetimes, so they can benefit from that and they can solve problems and complex situations that seem to occur more and more as the future unfolds.
That people are actually willing to take time and money to spend on us, on the future, it's something that I've never seen before personally. It's quite amazing to know that people are, you know, actually caring for us, caring for the future of America.
Most important thing that I learned in this camp was you need love to be a good leader. Love for yourself, love for your organization, and love for others. Without that, people will not follow you.
You make me feel. Do this with your wife. Now.
He rose up from humble beginnings on a cotton farm near Waco to earn a law degree from the University of Texas. He served as a naval officer during World War II, earning the Bronze Star and Navy Cross. Charles Herring also served 17 years in the Texas Senate, and in 1973 became the 4th General Manager of the Lower Colorado River Authority, a position he held for the next 8 years. Charles Ferguson Herring Sr. died on January 15th at Seton Medical Center in Austin. He was 89. Mr. Herring led the LCRA during a very turbulent period. The Arab oil embargo created an energy crisis in this country, causing the price of natural gas and electricity to skyrocket. His negotiating skills and gentle powers of persuasion are credited with holding the LCRA and its wholesale electric customers together during this critical period. John Williams worked closely with Mr. Herring at LCRA for several years.
The personality of Charles Herring was very much like the saying that was made famous by Teddy Roosevelt, "Speak softly, but carry a big stick." And when Charles Herring spoke, everybody listened. And the quieter he spoke, the more tentatively people listened. And the big stick, such as it was his influence. He had many, many friends. He had many, many political associates.
Can you get us out?
Charles Herring also established LCRA's Water Quality Department to monitor and protect the Highland Lakes, and fought to protect LCRA water rights during key legal challenges.